Everyone, I am Saloni Jaiswal. I am from International Institute of Professional Studies (DAV). My subject is Information Security, and this is an end semester paper assignment under the guidance of Dr. Shaligram Prajapat sir. So this is the question paper of final exam, and then solution is there. So this is the question number 1, option A, solution. Question is, create a visual representation of the difference between the internet and the web. So the answer is, to create a visual representation of the difference between the internet and the web, we can use the following diagram. This is the diagram. So the internet is a global network of internet computers and devices that communicate with each other through a standard protocols such as TCP/IP. It includes various type of networks such as LAN, WAN, and the World Wide Web. And the web is a collection of interconnected documented resources which are accessed using the HTTP protocols over the internet. It includes various type of content such as text, images, videos, and audio files. So next is question number B, second part. What ethical concerns are associated with the using our invisible web for data mining and surveillance purposes? So answer is, the invisible web refers to the vast amount of the content on the internet that cannot be accessed through standard search engine. This includes content that is not indexed or publicly available, such as a password protected website, private social media profiles, and unlisted directories. The use of the invisible web for the data mining and surveillance purpose raises several ethical concerns, including options and invasion of privacy. This is, the individual may not be aware that private information is being accessed and collected, leading to the violation of their privacy right. Second is unethical data collection. This is, a data mining techniques may be used to collect and analyze data without the consent of individual or organization, leading to unethical data collection practices. Third is misuse of data. Collected data may be used for the purpose other than those for which it was intended, such as targeted advertisement or surveillance. Fourth is bias and discrimination. The use of data mining and surveillance technique may result in a bias and discrimination against certain individual or group based on the factors such as race, gender, or religion. Option C. How can individual and organization use two-factor authentication and strong password to enhance the security of their email accounts? So answer is, to enhance the security of email accounts, individual and organization can use two-factor authentication and a strong password. First, two-factor authentication requires user to provide two forms of the identification, such as a password and a verification code sent to their mobile device or an email address. This adds an extra layer of security and make it harder for hackers to access the account. And strong password should be complex and include a combination of upper and lower case letters, numbers, special characters. Passwords should also be changed regularly, and individual should avoid using the same password for multiple accounts. Question number 2, part A. What are the different type of malware and their impact on the computer system, and what measures can be taken to prevent a malware infection, such as using antivirus software or regularly updating software? So the malware is a malicious software designed to damage or disrupt computer system. Common types of malware includes viruses, worms, trojans, horses, and ransomware. Malware infection can have several consequences such as data loss, identity theft, and financial loss. To prevent malware infection, individual and organization should antivirus software, keep software and operating system up to date with security patches, and avoid downloading or opening suspicious attachments or links. Question number 2 of B. How can individual and organization train employees to recognize and avoid social engineering techniques such as phishing, pretexting, and baiting, and implementing policies and procedures to reduce the risk of unauthorized access to sensitive information? So the answer is, social engineering techniques such as phishing, pretexting, and baiting are designed to trick individuals into divulging sensitive information of the performing unauthorized action. To reduce the risk of unauthorized access to sensitive information, individuals and organizations can train employees to recognize social engineering techniques and implementation policies and procedures to prevent them. This may include providing training on how to identify phishing email, avoid sharing sensitive information online, and verifying requests for sensitive information before providing it. Question number 2, third part. What are some different methods of securing data such as encryption, tokenization, and access control, and how can organization evaluate which approach best suit their specific needs? So the answer is different method of securing data such as encryption, tokenization, and access control can be used to protect sensitive information. Organization should evaluate their specific needs to determine which approach is best suit their requirements. Encryption is a common method of securing data and involves converting plain text into ciphertext using encryption algorithm and a secret key. Tokenization involves replacing sensitive data with a token, that is a number, meaning, or a value, which access control involves limiting access to sensitive information based on user permission. Question number third, A part. How can individuals and organization use email filters, web filters, and firewalls to identify and block phishing and phishing scam, and what are the some best practices for responding to suspected attacks, such as reporting the incident of a security? So the answer is email filters, web filters, and firewalls can be used to identify and block phishing and scams. Email filters can be set up to block suspicious emails or to send them to a spam folder, while web filter can prevent users from accessing non-malicious websites. Firewalls can block unauthorized access to computer system and network. Best practice for responding to suspected attacks including reporting incidents to security teams, review access logs, and implementing incident response plan. Question third, Part B. What are some of the most significant milestones in the history of the cryptography, such as the development of the Cipher Index and Siemens machine, and how have advances in technology and computer impact the evolution of cryptography system over time? Answer is significant milestone in the history of cryptography include: first is the development of the Caesar cipher, second is the Enigma machine, and the third is RS algorithm. Advance in technology and computer impacted the evolution of cryptographic system over time. Will modern cryptography machine, first is system using complex mathematical algorithm, and the second is key exchange protocol to ensure secure communication and data storage. Question number third part. What are some key features and limitation of popular cryptography algorithms such as DES, 3DS, RC4, TOFISH, and AES, and how can organizations select the appropriate algorithm for their specific use cases? Popular cryptography algorithms such as DES, 3DS, RC4, TOFISH, and AES have different key sizes, block size, and encryption modes, which impact their security and performance. Organizations should select the appropriate algorithm for the specific use based on their security requirements, processing power, and the sensitivity of the data being protected. Factors to consider include the strength of encryption, the ease of key management, and the potential for attacks such as brute force or side channel attacks. Question number 4, part 1. How do public and private key based crypto system works, and what are some practical applications of this system in real world scenarios such as secure messaging and online transaction? The public and private key based crypto system work by using a pair of key, one public and one private, for encryption and decryption. In this system, the public key can be freely distributed while the private key is kept secret. When someone wants to send a message to a receiver, they use a receiver public key to encrypt the message, which can only be decrypted using the receiver's private key to ensure that only the intended receiver can read the message. Practical application of this system includes secure messaging, online transaction, and digital signature. Question number 4, part B. What are some design principles such as the principle at least privilege and defense in depth that organizations should follow when developing software and other systems, and how can these principles be effectively implemented using tools such as code analysis and penetration testing? The answer: design principles such as the principle of least privilege and defense in the depth help organizations develop secure software in the system. The principle of a least privilege state that each system component should only have access to the resources it needs to functions, while defense in depth means using multiple layers of security controls to protect against attack. These principles can be implemented using tools such as a code analysis and penetration testing. Code analysis can help identify vulnerabilities in code, while penetration testing can simulate attacks to find weakness in the system. Question number 4, part C. How can organization defend against side channel attacks such as a timing attack and power analysis attack, and what are the some standard method for detecting and mitigating this type of threats, such as using masking techniques and implementing hardware level security measure? So answer is side channel attack are a type of attack that target weakness in a system physical characters such as a power consumption or a timing. Organization can defend against this attack by using masking technique such as a randomizing power consumption or adding noise to the data signals to make it harder for attackers to extract information. Hardware level security measures such as a secure boot and firmware signing can also help protect against side channel attacks. Standard method for detecting the mitigating this type of threat include monitoring power consumption and performing regular security audit. And this is the core part of C. What are some key strategies for securing Windows system and implementing effective authentication model such as a biometric and multi-factor authentication? So the answer is securing Windows system involves implementing several measures such as the following: installing regular security updates, ensure that all security updates are installed promptly to prevent vulnerabilities from being used. Second is configuring firewalls. Use firewalls to block unauthorized access to the system and limit the network traffic that is allowed in and out. Third is using antivirus software. Install antivirus software and ensure that it is updated regularly to detect and remove any malicious software. Fourth is implementing access control. Use access control to restrict access to sensitive data and function to unauthorized users on. Using strong password, ensure that users create a strong password that are difficult to guess and change them periodically. Implementing multi-factor authentication means use multi-factor authentication, use a biometric authentication to provide the additional layer of security for user authentication. Last is conducting regular security audit regularly, assess the system for the vulnerability and implement necessary measures to mitigate them. This is question number 5, and this is the last question. The part 1 is what standard authentication model are used by organizations such as a single sign on SSO and multi-factor authentication, and how can organization evaluate which approach best suit their specific needs, and how can organization consider which approach is best suited for their particular needs use cases. Standard authentication models such as a single sign on and multi-factor authentication are used by organization to enhance the security of the system and the data. SSO allow users to access multiple applications with a single set of credentials, while MFA require user to provide additional form of identification and such as a fingerprint or one-time password. Organization can evaluate which approach is the best for their specific needs by considering factors such as the level of security required, the number of users who will need to authenticate, and the cost and complexity of implementation. They can also consider the risk of different type of attack such as a phishing and credential stuffing and choose an authentication model that can mitigate their risk. Part B. What is trusted computing and how data differ from traditional security model? How can organization leverage trusted computing technologies such as hardware-based security modules and remote stations to enhance the security and integrity of their system and data? So the answer is trusted computing is a security model that focuses on the integrity of the hardware and software components of a system. It differs from the traditional security models that rely on software-based solutions such as firewalls and antivirus software. And the organization can leverage trusted computing technologies such as hardware-based security models and remote attestation to enhance the security and integrity of the systems and the data. Hardware-based security models provide a secure environment for sensitive data and operation, while remote attestation allow organization to verify the integrity of a system hardware and software component before allowing access. Question number 5, part C. Explain how the viruses work. Explain any 10 viruses. A computer virus is a type of a malware that's spread by infecting executable files or documents. Once a virus infects a system, it can perform various malicious actions such as stealing personal data or damaging files. Here are 10 examples of viruses. WannaCry virus means a ransomware virus that affected hundreds of thousands of computers in 2017. Second one is a malicium, that means a virus that spread via email in 1999 and caused millions of dollars in damages. Third one is a Cordrat, means a worm that affected servers running Microsoft IIS in 2001, causing widespread outages. Fourth one is Mydom, a worm that spread via email in 2004, creating a backdoor that allow attackers to control infected system. Fifth one is a ZS, Trojans that stole banking credentials and other sensitive information from infected systems. Fifth one is a config, a worm that exploit a vulnerability in Windows system that created a botnet with millions of infected system. Seventh one is Stuxnet, a worm that targeted industrial control system causing physical damage to centrifuges used in Iran's nuclear program. CryptoLocker, a ransomware virus that encrypted user files and damages payment in exchange for the decryption key. Right? A botnet composed of an infected Internet of Things device that was used in a massive distributed denial of services attack in 2016. So thank you.